Hi, I'm Ella Mills, and I am here today to show you some delicious festive recipes. Oftentimes over the holidays, we think we're going to miss out if we're trying to eat healthier or need to have some dietary restrictions. So that is why I have teamed up with Bupa to show you that never needs to be the case. We've got some gorgeous, gut-friendly, super delicious veg pack recipes that you're going to love making, and they're very easy as well. So today we're going to make a mushroom, walnut and thyme roast that we're going to serve with a hot gravy and roast potatoes, as well as some maple roasted root veggies. And then we're going to move on to a naturally sweet festive crumble packed with all the spices that you would imagine that you'd have at this time of the year. I promise you it's going to be absolutely delicious, and the great news is it's really good for your body and your mind, and also for the planet. So first things first, preheat your oven to 180 degrees and line a loaf tin with baking parchment paper. Then you're going to take your dried mushrooms and pour hot vegetable stock on them. While your dried mushrooms are soaking, we're going to cook our veg. You want a nice big frying pan and add olive oil to it over a medium heat. At this point, add your chopped onion, celery, carrots and mushrooms, stirring them all up together. Those are going to cook for about 10 minutes until all the water is released from the mushrooms and has evaporated and the veggies are nice and soft. At which point, tip in your garlic, thyme and tomato puree and then fry that all up together for another 30 seconds or so until it's nice and fragrant. Like so many people, I have so many nostalgic memories about the festive season, sharing beautiful food with friends and family. And when I changed my diet 12 years ago now, I started to introduce some of the foods that we're cooking today to the table. And initially my family were a little bit nervous, but they loved them. I changed the way that I cooked back in 2012. The year before that, I was diagnosed with a chronic condition that affected the functioning of my autonomic nervous system. So I struggled to control my heart rate, digestion, circulation, immune system. I had chronic fatigue. I was sleeping 16, 18 hours a day. I had chronic infections. At the peak, I was on about 25 different medications a day, and I hit an absolute rock bottom. So I set about a new adventure, teaching myself to cook, trying to make plants and whole food ingredients taste amazing so that I really wanted to eat them. Learned to love broccoli and lentils and carrots and all the ingredients that I cook with now. Getting back to our recipe, the final step of this is to get a big mixing bowl, pour all those cooked veggies in, followed by your chopped nuts, miso paste, corn flour and lentils. Stir it all together and season to taste. Pour that mixture into the prepared tin that you have, level it, really pushing down with a spoon to make sure it's nice and set together, and finally top it with the remaining 2 tablespoons of chopped nuts. Pop it in your oven and bake for around 40 minutes. So no festive meal is complete without some gorgeous, colourful root veggies aside, and today I've got sweet potatoes, carrots and parsnips, and we're going to make a really easy 3-ingredient dressing with maple, olive oil and miso, and you can roast while your main's cooking. Mix miso paste, maple syrup, olive oil and a little bit of water into a small bowl and just whisk it to combine. Then pour your carrots, parsnips and sweet potatoes onto a baking tray that's big enough to hold them all in a single layer, pour over that miso glaze and just toss it all to coat. Cover the baking tray with a piece of tin foil and pinch around the edges to just make sure that the veggies are totally enclosed. Then you're going to pop that tray into your preheated oven and bake it for 25 minutes, at which point take it out, carefully remove the foil, and then place the tray back into the oven to bake for another 20 minutes or so until the veg is beautifully tender and just crisping up a little bit around the edges. And there you have it, a healthy, festive centerpiece that is packed with all sorts of goodness, and it is going to taste absolutely amazing alongside some crispy roast potatoes, roasted Brussels sprouts, and all the other trimmings that you need. Our mental and our physical health are so deeply interlinked, and I think as a society we're now starting to see that and talk about that more and more, which is brilliant. But one of the best things that you can do is support your gut health, because your gut is directly linked to your brain. But to do that, you do need to eat more plants. Most of us struggle to eat anywhere near as many plants as we need. That's about 30 a week for optimal gut health. That's nuts, seeds, beans, legumes, herbs, spices, as well as your fruit and veg. And if you made just this main and these sides, you would have 13 different plants, so that's almost half the plants you need in just one meal. So to finish our meal, I'm going to show you how to make my favourite festive winter crumble. This is so delicious, it's packed with goodness, and the beauty of this as well is you can make it in advance and then cook it whenever you're ready to eat it. So to get started, you're just going to preheat your oven to 160 degrees. Place your frozen berries, your cranberries, your chopped apple in a pan over a medium heat, and then add your orange juice, orange zest and maple syrup. And then just simmer that all together for 15 or 20 minutes until it's softened, it's glossy, and the fruit just looks absolutely delicious. So while our fruit is simmering away there, we're going to make the base. We're going to add our oats, our ground almonds, our pecans, then our spices, cinnamon, ginger, vanilla bean paste, plus our olive oil and our maple syrup. Then mix it all together until it's nicely combined. Once your fruit is beautiful and soft, you're going to transfer all that cooked fruit into the bottom of a baking dish, then pour the crumble mix on top of the fruit, place it in the oven and cook for 15 to 20 minutes until the top is golden brown. Fruit is of course absolutely packed with fibre, and then you're layering on that fibre in your nuts and your oats as well, and as a result that's going to all be absorbed so much more slowly, and so it's going to really stabilise your blood sugar, which is going to really help keep that nice sense of balanced energy. I hope you enjoy it, and if you have any feedback, I would love to hear how you got on.